Hey, what's up, guys? Shalom. This is the Kingdom of Israel, BIPOC intentional community and indigenous micronation. Our big purpose is to bring together the 12 tribes of Israel as we go from an online community to an on-land community. And the links are in the description. So, there's laws to life, in a sense. There's a way to play this game. And, every man, every nation has their approach. Every nation has an approach to their own way of life. And, like for instance, with the Ethiopians, it's the Ethiopian Bible. With the East Indians, it's Hindu, Japanese. I think Japanese or Chinese is Buddha. But every man has his way. Every man has a way a way which their people move. And even us as a people, as a nation, of course, our God is the God of Israel, who gave us the of course, the 10 Commandments, but it was more than that, but basically gave us laws, ordinances, and commandments. So, these laws are, from our God, from the Bible. This is how we're supposed to operate as a people. If we do that, if we do those laws, then our people will then prosper. So that's the path we ought to go as a people collectively, to follow the laws of God, which was given to us by Moses, and receive the blessings and not the curses. All right. So nowadays, in this country, I'll say, in America, the laws of man are over God's law. Separation of church and state. Now I'll say this. I do believe in separation of church and state, but to an extent. Only to the extent where, the church is an organization, the government is an organization, the security, it's national security, it's its own thing, military, it's as a separate entity. That's how I believe, it should be. Priesthood, government, that way there's checks and balances. But the way America has done it, America has removed God from basically everything, to the extent where, basically, we don't honor God at all. Our most Christian values are basically, just done. If you go to church, your pastor will say that, your pastor will say that the laws are done away with. And, that's just not true. The laws are not done away with. You have to do the laws. The laws are a way of life. It's something you operate by. It's a lifestyle. So to get rid of that is to get rid of the whole Israelite thing, to get rid of the whole culture. If we're just to say the law is done away with, and You don't have to do the law. You can eat pork or whatever. It's just not true. The laws were never done away with. It wouldn't even make sense for the laws to done away with. Even even if you say, well, Christ was the sacrifice. He was the lamb. That way I can eat all the pork and shrimp, crab, and lobster, all I can eat. If you say that, it doesn't make too much sense, because if the kingdom is supposed to come, the kingdom's going to operate under a certain law. So you're basically saying that the law, the kingdom not even come. If the laws is done away with, then the kingdom can't come, because a nation operates under laws. Okay. It's not even that difficult to put together. It's just that the thing is, with Christianity, you'll, that brainwashing of Christianity, it doesn't really, it doesn't help you see reality as clearly. And, you got to work your way out of the Christian mindset, because it's not, the Christian mindset doesn't really have any connection to reality. It's not, most Christians will think that a man is going to pop out the sky to save them. Well, I mean, that's a man can save you from your current situation or conditions. But for a man to pop out the sky, crack the sky, come down with a whole city or something, a whole city on a silver platter and hand it right to you, then, that's not reality. There's no connection to reality with that type of belief system. And that with that belief system, you'll remain a perpetual victim. You'll never believe it's within your power to do what you need to do to raise your people, to get yourself out whatever current situation or condition you're in. So most people, since the narrative has been that the laws are done away with, and you can blame the Christian church for that, and the LBGT and YOLO, you only live once or whatever, that's just what it is, man. The laws, the Bible has been watered down and has been taught a false narrative, and therefore, since the laws are done away with, you can do whatever. God has been removed from everything, so it's a free for all. And that's just what happens, man. When you put your heart over your head, that's just what it is, man. And when you think the laws are done away with, you put how you feel over, what's logical. I'm not saying you're supposed to be 100% logical all the time and perfect, in a sense, absolute consistency. You do the best you can, just do the best you can. That's all you can really do. So it's been made for people to think that sin feels good, and if the laws are done away with, and what I'm saying, well, you're gonna follow something, so if you're not following God's law, you're going to follow something else. You're going to follow your own mixture of your own code or rules, and or then you have a collective of a society where where every individual is got their own way of their own definitions. They don't have the Webster definitions or the agreed upon definitions. They create their own definition. Oh, I feel like this is that. Well, no, the definition says this. I feel like it's that. So you're gonna get the opposite of what God wants you to be. If you're not gonna follow that, you're gonna gradually go the other way. That's the only other way to go. You're gonna make good evil and evil good because you don't recognize or respect God's law. And being led by your heart, that's being led by your heart is wicked. And what I mean is, I'm not talking about, you have a gut feeling because of a myriad of information you got to make a decision. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about to always have your priority to be led by feeling good and feeling comfortable and just not just having a motive for having pleasure all the time, like a addict, but you're a dopamine addict. You got to feel good all the time, and you know what I'm saying, and you're led by this. This is what you're led by. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about the sense to where you have a gut feeling because of just you've done your research, you on whatever subject or whatever you're trying to do, your goal or project, whatever. I'm not talking about you have a gut feeling to go a certain way. That's not what I'm talking about. So there's a solution to all this, and of course, the solution is that not to get rid of man's law, and that's just legislation. Don't get rid of that, and don't get rid of God's law. But the idea is to bring both together, to where they, God's law is the foundation that man operates to create laws from. Okay? The same way some of these other countries do it. I think I could be wrong. Dubai, I think they most of their laws has a foundation in their Quran, and then they build laws on top of that. I think but yeah, that would be kind of more like a monarchy. A monarchy believes, that country believes in God, has put God first, and then the king, the government, so on and so forth. They have things in order, and this is all to be on one accord. If having God's law and man's law work together in conjunction so that we can be a people in full alignment with God. That's really the idea, to be on one accord, to be one mind, kind of like a school of fish, right? Kind of like a school of fish. They move at the same time. They kind of, their behavior is very, I ain't gonna say identical, but it's very alike. They're all alike. And alike in thinking. They're thinking behavior because they move, their behavior is a certain way. So it's kind of like that. The laws give us a framework to move a certain way. That's what the law does. It gives us our culture. It gives us a way to live. It's a way of life, a way to live. So, with those working together, then, that's how it is. We can, I'm sorry, my mind went out. Right. So to have everything in order, man, to have our nation in unison, both laws working together, we have a good mixture of laws, man's law, just to regulate, whatever's coming in and out the country, trade, all kinds of stuff, and, foreign policy, whatever. And of course, God's law, which is going to be our foundation for how we live as a people. So everything to be in alignment, in order, the household in order, the man, your wife, the kids, and God being at the top first. So, that will put the whole nation in order. Build up the nuclear family. That way we can thrive as a people again. Without this law, I believe, we would have it the way it is now. We'd just be slaves again. Without God and his rules and his law for us to go by, we just be slaves to another people. It'd be real hard for us to be a people again, operating as another people. Like for instance, Christianity. White people can be Christians and, kind of move around, still do for their people, because, Christians believe Jesus to be white. For the most part, I guess I haven't really met too many Christians who, actually read the book and, say what it actually says. So since they believe that, since Christians believe that their Savior is white, they're going to behave like a certain people. And if that's you, go do you, and, everybody's going to find out where they should be. So, without our law, we just slaves to another people. We'd be like the book says, we're the lost tribes, because we've lost our way. We've lost our law. We've lost our culture and traditions. So, I hope you guys have a better understanding, that, the law isn't just, just to make you do something. That's not what it's for. It's to bring us back as a people in alignment with God, bringing order to our nation and having us become a people again. That's what that law is for. So, I hope you guys, got something out of this. I hope you guys learned some, got some wisdom out of this. And, I hope you guys have a good one, man. This is the Kingdom of Israel, a BIPOC intentional community, and a indigenous micronation. Our big purpose is to bring together the 12 tribes of Israel as we become an online community, and we go from an online community to an online community. And the links are in the description. You guys have a good one, man. Shalom.